Okay, so we also know that the book is not in order. He told us that the chapters are not placed to aid the searcher. Why? Maybe the poem is a map, poem is a table of contents. That's what I'm thinking. Notice that the blaze we seen is Forrest Fenn, right? So we have Forrest Fenn. Don't you know anything? Well, the word anything means to degree or extent, something important. I think the key thing here is that we need to pay attention to the details in the poem, obviously. However, those same details can be applied to the thrill of the chase. Be sure that when you're looking at the poem and the book, you pay attention to even the small words, such as, so, in, there, where, the, etc. Use the words as if you are beginning and performing actions on it, as in begin it. In order to do that, you're going to need to complete Forrest's jump-starting learning curve first. I feel it teaches you how to locate useful information that will help with the clues. And not only did I find this location, I found many more that I'm not going to detail here for obvious reasons, and also I'm trying to keep this simple. And note that although the poem has no trickery, the book might. He did not make this easy. There are many places in the thrill of the chase where warm waters halt. Your task is to get educated by Forrest, and you use the poem and the book doing precisely what he said. Once you do that, you'll have your first omega, and your first quest will end. That was the quest for the hints. You then apply those hints to find physical locations for the clues while avoiding rabbit holes. You are then ready to begin it where warm waters halt, without throwing darts and without having millions of possible places where warm waters might halt, where the canyons exist, and where meek do not go. I will not give any more details, but I will say that it is not just in this chapter. This is only the beginning. It's going to be a hard trip, but the hints are optional as well as the book. If you want to locate the chest without them, it may take a long time, but nobody is going to happen upon my chest, as Forrest said. And he also said, the finder will walk right to it. So there you have it. This is going to require precision. And I think with the steps that I outline here are going to help get you in a direction to apply and find the precision. So it's all up to you now. You do whatever you want. I'm not going to try to force anybody to do anything. I'm not going to argue about whether this works. It's working for me. It's up to you. If you don't want to get the book, that's fine. You could perfectly solve the poem without any book, and just you can also throw darts at a map. That might work. Remember, I'm going to leave you with a couple more hints around the number 23. And also I want to say a couple of more things that Forrest said and what T.S. Eliot had said in his poem, Little Gidding. Forrest said, the person who finds a treasure will have studied the poem over and over and thought and analyzed and moved with confidence. Nothing about it will be accidental. T.S. Eliot, Little Gidding. We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. Through the unknown, unremembered gate, when the last of earth left to discover, it is that which was the beginning. At the source of the longest river, the voice of the hidden waterfall and the children in the apple tree. Now, doesn't that sound a little bit like going through the book and extracting the hints? And now, when you start the poem, you'll be back at that place for the first time, but this time you're going to know where to begin it. So I'm going to leave you the hints up there for a couple of seconds. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and slap that like button down there. It'll help. And if I see enough interest, I'll continue and do the rest of my videos. Let me pull up the ending here, and you could take a look here. These are a couple more places that I found number 23. These are not all the places that I found 23, but as you can see, the Axeman sketch and the epilogue, 23 stumps. Forrest's dad was 23 years old when he got married. The year after the book, The Thrill of the Chase, came out, it was 23 years since Forrest's dad passed away. Forrest's dad is buried in row 4, block 23. There are 23 punctuation marks in the poem, not including the 5 apostrophes. Not including the preface, the book section with the poem titled Goldenmore is the 23rd section. That's also where the lead-in section is. Poem lines 1 and 10 are the only lines in the poem that have 23 letters. The W is the 23rd character in the English alphabet. In the Greek alphabet, omega is the 24th and also the last symbol. Lowercase omega symbol is a symbol that looks sort of like a W here. A capital omega is this horseshoe-like symbol. Omega is often used to denote the last, the end, or the ultimate limit of a set, in contrast to alpha, which is also used to indicate the first or most significant occurrence of something. And that's because alpha is the first letter in the Greek alphabet. Capital A and lowercase a is alpha. Is it a coincidence that the word starts with as instead of so in the poem? Maybe because he wanted that A there. So now we go to alpha to omega. Who knows? Also, Forrest got cancer in 1988. 1988 plus 23 years is 2011, right 1 year after the book came out. Could each stump in the Axeman picture represent 1 year of his cancer survival? The Survive Myself chapter, Your Hit Parade, 1938, top 25 songs. He listened to them in the book, right? Well, song number 3 was by Shep Fields, Cathedral in the Pines. Sound a little bit like My Church is in the Mountains. Mary Martin was My Heart Belongs to Daddy. It's number 22. In 2010, it was 22 years since Forrest's death. The poem has 23 W's. Interesting. Scrapbook 23 was sent to Dow with no reason. All it has is an F and a running man carved into a tree, alone. No text in that scrapbook. Nobody knows why. Could he be a hinting that F or Forrest Fenn is the blaze in the book? We just found one. In fact, we found the only one in the book on page 23. How about the Denver Museum? That's been a big talk lately, right? So, the Denver Museum of Science and Nature is on 23rd Street. Coincidence? I don't know. That's up to you. Either way, I hope this video helps. Again, please hit the like button if you like it, and subscribe. This way you'll know as soon as the next video comes out. If I don't get enough interest, frankly, then I'm just not going to bother doing anymore. It's difficult for me to make these because of reasons that I don't want to get into, but anyway, I hope this helps somebody. I tried to put it out there on the forums. Whenever I got disgusted in most forums, I was banned. Now, I don't know if that's because people are trying to keep this kind of information for themselves and they don't want me shooting my mouth off. Frankly, that's up to me to decide. Nobody tells me what to do, when to do it, or how to do it. So, I'm not going to argue this point. I'm not going to argue whether my idea is the best or does it work. I don't have the chest. I can't prove it. But I'll tell you what, I think it's got potential. How about you? Thanks.